Hey everyone, welcome to Sam's Sports Corner episode 63. Happy Hanukkah, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to talk about this week is the College Football Playoff Committee and their decision to place Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma in the playoffs for this year. They had three options to make, and I'm going to be honest with you, they chose the only option that was actually wrong. So option number one, you pick the four best teams in the nation, which honestly would have been Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and Georgia as the final slot. You can't take out Clemson or Notre Dame, even though I don't believe they're two of the four best in the nation, solely because they haven't lost, and we'll get into that. The next choice is you choose the four teams with the best season, the best overall season in the nation. That would have been Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and UCF, the only other undefeated team left out of the Final Four. We're going to get into that. They chose option three, which was the four teams in Power 5 conferences with the best season, which puts in Oklahoma. In my mind, if you're going for the four best teams in the nation, you've got to go Bama, Clemson, Oklahoma, and then Georgia. If you're going for the teams with the four best seasons, you got to go Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, UCF. There's no way around it. UCF honestly has earned the spot to be in the Final Four. They've gone 30 or 31 straight wins. No one's beat them. They beat Auburn last year in their bowl game, and you can't use strength of schedule as an excuse because Notre Dame and Clemson have shit strength schedule. They don't play anybody all year. Who was Clemson's big opponent this year? Syracuse, who is going to get blown out in their bowl game. And honestly, Notre Dame's lack of a conference championship should be counted as a loss. The first year of the college football playoffs was in 2014. TCU and Baylor didn't get a college football playoff spot because why? Because the Big 12 didn't have a conference championship, so neither one of them got in. They both got snubbed. So Notre Dame is going to get rewarded, whereas TCU and Baylor got punished. It doesn't make any sense. They want to have their cake and eat it too, make their decisions based on strength of schedule when they want to, wins, losses when they want to, best season, best team. They have no rhyme or reason other than money. Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Oklahoma will bring in the most money, and that's what it boils down to, is these are the teams that will make the college football playoff the most money. And it's sad, because I honestly think UCF deserves the chance to prove themselves. That's why they're going to kick the dog shit out of LSU. Book it now. Everyone tells me I'm crazy, but UCF beats LSU in their bowl game. Moving right along to the NFL, Mitch Trubisky this weekend, or this last week, was asked about this upcoming weekend, about their game against the LA Rams, and they said, are you nervous? How does it feel to be going up against the best team in the NFL? And Mitch Trubisky looked directly at that reporter and said, I play against the best team in the NFL every week in practice, so I don't understand the question. Boom. Mic dropped. He mic dropped. That's ride or die. That's the confidence. That's the swagger. That's what I want to see out of my NFL quarterback. Mitch Trubisky is my quarterback, and he's finna take us to the promised land. We're going back to the playoffs. We're going to go through the Cowboys. We're going to go through the Saints. We're going to go through the Rams. Whoever they decide to throw at the Bears, to all the way to the Super Bowl. It's join or die right now. I'm all on board with the Chicago Bears this year. So we're going to bear down, and we're going to do this. Moving on to a Chicago sport that's not doing great. The Blackhawks are dead. It's hard to say out loud. I've been thinking it for a while. I think the last two episodes I haven't said anything about it. It's painful. We've lost 16 of the last 19 games. We're 30 games in the season. That's more than a third in. We're 9-16-5. We have 23 points. We're ahead of one team in the division. That's the Blues. Somehow going 16-19 in the last 19 games. We're still ahead of the Blues. I don't understand it. But they have 4 games in hand on us, and they have 22 points. They're 1 point behind us, and they played 4 less games than us. The Blackhawks are going to go down as one of the worst teams in the NFL. Our offense is inconsistent. Our defense is old and shit. Our goaltending is at best mediocre. We got rid of the best head coach in the history of the NHL for a 32-year-old or 33-year-old. Things are not looking good for the Blackhawks. They need to do a lot of changes very fast. Otherwise, things are going to be looking down for a very long time. Moment of silence for the Blackhawks. All right, moving right along. Army-Navy game is this week, the most patriotic game of the week. I love the Army-Navy game, and I've been seeing all this crap for the first time ever on like all social media sites. Like, oh, you didn't go to the Naval Academy. Oh, you didn't go to West Point. Why do you care about the Army-Navy game? Army-Navy game is Murica. M-U-R-I-K-A, all caps, Murica. These kids are fighting on the field for our entertainment, and they're going to fight on the field for our freedom. It's a beautiful game. This is like the only game of the year where none of these kids will go to the NFL. They're all going straight to the military. It's beautiful, and as a current soldier, obviously I'm cheering for Army. They're going to kick the shit out of Navy. I don't know if you saw the uniforms. They're all the way blacked out. They are straight all blacks, red trim. They got some cool, like, shiny lions. It's a throwback to the Big Red One from the Big Red One in 1918 in World War I. Google the promo video. You won't regret it. Army by 1,000 points. If you watch this promo video and you don't say Army by 1,000 points, you're brain dead. Moving right along. So I have decided that the biggest threat to the NFL is the hotel room camera. Kareem Hunt, one of the probably top 5 best running backs currently in the NFL, was caught punching and kicking his girlfriend on a hotel camera, just like Ray Rice was. The NFL fan in me says take down all cameras in any NFL hotel in the country, but the decent human in me says crucify the kid. It's a tough loss for Kansas City, for my fantasy team, for humanity in general. Everyone thought he was a good kid. Another scumbag, I guess. This is going to lead me right into the idiot of the week. So he's an idiot. Take your wife home and beat her like an adult, like they did in the 50s. Like, come on, dude. That's a joke, by the way. The idiot of the week is Ray Lewis, because Ray Lewis, commenting on the situation, says that Kareem Hunt should be banned because there's no place for violence in the NFL. We're going to break this down because this is the most outrageous statement ever made by an NFL commentator in the history of the NFL. Number one, the NFL is a violent sport. Football is a violent sport, so of course there is room for violence in the NFL. Second off, Ray Lewis, you killed a guy. Let's not forget that you actually murdered a man with your fists. So the fact that you tell anyone in the world that there's no place for violence is ludicrous and makes you the idiot of the week. I cannot imagine literally murdering a guy with my hands and then getting on national television and being such a mouth breather, such a Cro-Magnon man that I would forget that I actually murdered someone, and that I would tell people that they need to have more peace in their lives. It's absolutely ludicrous. Ray Lewis, delete your Twitter, delete your every social media account you have. You are the idiot of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode, and I can't wait to see you next week.